Am I audible? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
I cannot hear your voices.
Yes, madam, we can hear.
Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Give me 1 second until I share the screen with you. Right, so we completed controlling. So today we have to do, I guess it's communication. Yes, we have to do communication today. So I will share the screen. Just let me know if you can see the screen, right? Right, can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So we completed controlling. Today we are going to do another lesson in management, that is communication. So before starting the lesson, this word is quite common, quite familiar, right? So what do you mean by communication? What do you mean by communication? Yes, any guesses? No guesses? What is communication? So communication simply means basically transferring information from one particular point to another particular point, right? So it's the transference and the understanding of meaning, not just sharing information, but we're sharing the meaning, right? If you want to convey something, then you are mentioning that, okay, we will meet tomorrow at 10. So it's not just an information, it's a meaning, right? So you mention other person that please come and meet me at 10 tomorrow, right? So to express oneself in such a way that one is readily and clearly understood. So you are not just sharing information, but you are sharing meaning, right? That information contains meaningful data, meaningful ideas. And then there are certain functions of communication, right? There are some functions of communication. First function is control. Communication helps to control member behavior. Because as I told you earlier, if you send a message to a person to come and meet you tomorrow, you control that person. You tell that, come and meet me tomorrow. Right? If you tell someone to stand up, you are just controlling him. And foster motivation for what is to be done. And also, communication helps to motivate people, right? So you can just tell people that you have to do this in this way, because then you can achieve these things. If you complete this in a popular manner, you can do this in a nice way. So likewise, you can motivate people using communication. Right? You can motivate people. And then provide a release for emotional expression. So in a way to release your emotional feelings, you can use communication. So how you can use communication to release emotional expressions? Any example? Any example? How can you release emotional expressions using communication? No guesses? So say for an example, uh, you have aggressive feelings. So you want to scold someone. So you are using words to scold someone. Why you did like this? You messed this up. So likewise, you are telling, right? And also, if you are sad, you can use words. You can use some emotions to tell. You can cry. You can tell some sad things, right? So likewise, you can use communication to release emotional expressions. To release emotional expressions. And then Provide information needed to make decisions. Provide information needed to make decision. And also using communication, you can give certain information to the relevant parties regarding the things that you want to do. You have to take this in this way, and you have to make this report in this way. Likewise, you can give information regarding certain decisions. Right? So any questions or clarifications from that? Any questions or clarifications?
No.
Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the communication process. Right? The communication starts from communicator. This starts from communicator. Communicator means the person who sends the message, sender. And then the sender sends the message through encoding. Encoding means you are converting the message in a way where the device can understand. Say for an example, you want to send the message as cat, C-A-T, cat. Right? You want to send the message as cat. You want to send that message via email. Right? So, you are typing that message using your keyboard. You are pressing C and then you are pressing A and then pressing T. Right? But the computer cannot understand your C and your A and your T. So the computer converts your letters to binary digits, right? So that English words to binary digits, that process is known as encoding, right? So encoding means your letters A to, right? Some binary codes like zeros, ones, you know, binary codes, no? Zeros. So these are some of the binary codes. So computer cannot understand this letter. Instead of that, he understands the word as binary digits, right? So that is called encoding. And then the message is there. So medium is email and there's a person. This is the receiver, the person who gets the message. Then again, this person cannot understand this binary codes. This person cannot understand. So then the computer again has to convert binary codes like zeros and ones. So something like this. Now binary code means something like that. So this is a binary code. So then decoding means again this has to convert as C A T, C-A-T, cat. Right? So that process is known as decoding because the receiver cannot understand this. So he needs to convert it to in a way where the receiver can understand. Then only once the receiver gets the message as cat, he gives the feedback, right? He gives the feedback. If this person asked to come tomorrow, then he said that yes, received with thanks, noted with thanks, something like that. He acknowledged that he receives the message. So any questions or clarifications from this? Any questions or clarifications? Right. So then this is the process that we learned. So now we are going to discuss about directions of communication. So the directions are three types: upward, downward, and lateral. Upward, downward, and lateral. Right? So downward communication means if communication happens from top level to bottom level, that is known as downward communication. So like this. This is the top managers and this is employee. Communication happens from top level managers to lower level employees. So that means if the communication happens, like if superior tells something to employees, if superior tells something to employees, that is downward communication. And then on the other way around, upward communication means if the communication happens from lower level to upper level, that is known as upward communication. That means if an employee wants to convey something, if employee wants to convey something to the managers, then that is upward communication. Right. So the other way round of downward. Downward means from top level to bottom level, and upward means from bottom to top. So like this, downward, manager to employee, upward, employees to managers. So these are some of the differences of downward and upward communication. Differences of downward versus upward communication. The direction is obviously the downward communication happens from top level to bottom level. But upward communication from bottom to up. And then the speed is, normally managers can communicate with lesser time to superiors. Managers can communicate with lesser time to employees. So normally managers can communicate with employees much easily, no? Like if they want to give an order, they can easily tell, okay, Sunil, do this. But if Sunil wants to meet the manager, he cannot do it like that. He has to make an appointment. He has to see whether the boss is in good mood, and then only he can tell the message. And the purpose is, downward communication is to give instructions, orders, and to delegate some responsibilities.
Is it possible to can you repeat it again from the downward?
From where do you want me to repeat?
The last one. I did not understand for that.
Okay. Sure. The purpose you mean? Or the
Yeah,
speed?
purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, the last one for the downward.
Okay. Right. The purpose is, downward communication is to give orders, instructions, or executive responsibilities. It is like this, right? So manager basically talk and ask you to do something. So that is how he delegates responsibilities. And also he gives you instruction. Okay, Mr. Pereira, you have to do this project in this way, right? So downward communication is specially to give instructions to lower level employees and to give responsibilities to lower level employees. Is it clear?
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Okay. So upward communication, basically lower level employees, they meet their superiors not to give orders, no. They are just meeting their superiors sometimes to ask a leave. or sometimes to give their suggestions, or sometimes to tell a complaint, file a complaint, right? So that is called upward communication. Or sometimes they are briefing the task to the boss. Okay, sir, we did this as this. We allocate this much of resources to this person, and we collected these products from these suppliers. So likewise, they are basically briefing, and also to file complaints, or to give some suggestions, or to tell their grievances. They use this communication. So the nature is downward communication. It is very authoritative and directive in nature, right? Very authoritative, directive, because lead managers, they are giving direct orders, no? So it's directive. But upward communication, it's very informative and appealative, right? Always lower level employees, they are just requesting, sir, can you just approve my leave? So likewise, it's very appealative and also informative, or to brief the session or to give some information. You use upward communication. So examples are, downward communication can be orders, circulars, or notices. But upward communication can be reports, proposals, suggestions, and grievances. Right? Reports, proposals, suggestions, and grievances. So is this clear? Okay. So now, I hope you have a clear understanding regarding this upward and downward communication, right? So we discuss about the basic components and features also now. So now you have to write at what time you are using downward communication, or at what time you are using upward communication, because sometimes in your organization, you can be a manager, right? In that way, you have to use both downward communication as well as upward communication. How? You use downward communication with your executives and assistants, and you use upward communication to communicate with your senior managers, right? Executive, if you are an executive, then again you are using downward communication to your assistants and upward communication to communicate with your managers. So you have to write in which times you are using downward communication and in which times you are using upward communication, and how you are doing these things. So just according to your position, right? According to your position, according to your job role, at what times you are using downward communication and how, and in what times you are using upward communication and how you are going to apply that. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So take like 30 minutes and finish the task off, and then we can discuss, right? And if you finish it before that, just let me know. So while you're doing the activity, I have to just stop sharing my screen, because you don't need to see the screen, right? I hope you have the handout with you. Is this with you? Is this handout with you?
No, madam.
Yes, right? Yes or
We
no?
didn't receive. We didn't receive.
Ah,
So
okay.
can
You
you
didn't receive.
repeat
Ah,
this?
okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Then I will keep the screen as this. You will get it, right? Did you do the work? Can I have one of your answers?
Just I have idea. Is it possible to share with you as an
Yeah, sure.
example?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like staff
Mm.
requesting to employee to submit the leave application. This is for the downward.
As a staff member, you want to submit?
No, as a staff member, request the employee. So they are requesting to submit the leave application. As an employee, there is a working lot of employees under the staff.
Okay. That means what we say, like employees, they are requesting leave or they are sending leave application to a manager. That's what you said, no?
Yeah, like example, the supervisor requesting to the employee,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
requesting the employee to submit the leave application from the
Hmm.
on time.
Hmm.
So once he receive,
Hmm.
it's calling from the downward, right? Because he's requesting. The
No,
supervisor is requesting to the employee,
yes,
the low
if
category of staff.
yes, if the supervisor requests something from the employee, that is
Yeah,
downward, right?
downward, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's the supervisor is requesting to the management to get the approval is upward.
Yes.
Is it correct or?
Yes. Yes. If supervisor uh,
Okay.
asking something from the manager, like it's from then lower level to upper level, no? Right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's upward, right?
yeah.
If
Is it
some,
correct? Yeah.
yes, if something comes from top level to bottom, that is downward.
Great.
Okay.
Yes, I understood.
Okay, great. So thank you. You are Shamil, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, Shamil. So I hope you have a basic understanding regarding what is upward communication and what is downward communication. So we'll do the other part of this lesson in our next session, right? So any
Yes.
questions or clarifications? Any questions or clarifications?
No, madam.
Great. So then we can wind up the session. So thank you and good night.
Excuse me, madam. Sorry.
Yes,
Regarding, is it
yes.
possible? Regarding last two lectures, I did not attend this one. So regarding, I saw the group telegram I received from the assessment. It's showing under your name. Is it possible when you have to complete this assessment?
The deadlines you have to ask from the institute.
Okay, right now I'm in abroad,
Ah,
so they mentioned that these are not submitted for the WhatsApp or email or something like that. So
just
how
check
I
with
can?
them. Just check with them whether you can submit the soft copy.
Okay,
Right?
okay, madam. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Right. So thank you and good night.
Good night.